Video games, they're great, they're immersive, they're so goddamn expensive. Why are video games so bloody expensive? Wait, what do you mean that there's free games on Steam? Why didn't anyone... Hello everyone, I'm Jules, this is FGS, and I am here today to show you the 10 best free games that are available on Steam because money is a whole thing and it's a thing I don't have.
Terms of money? We have no money.
Number 10, Dota II. Valve's own Dota 2 multiplayer battle arena is a 5v5 blood bowl, considered to be one of the hardest esports games in existence, only being pipped to the post by those utter mad lads who play Shaq Fu at competition level, and yes, look it up, it exists. With 455,000 average players online at any given moment, we're talking about Dota 2 again by the way, I guarantee that you will know someone who has, well, about several hundred hours in game. This sequel to Blizzard's Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos fan mod, Defense of the Ancients, is so popular that an entire language continues to emerge around it. The game has 120 playable characters, and every match is a complex dance of decision-making and multitasking between abilities, spells, and team-based tactics. It's one for the quick-thinking MOBA fans, but just don't expect to be touching grass too much once you submit to the Dota gods. Number 9. Crusader Kings II. This ever-popular grand strategy game from Paradox, the makers of Cities, Skylines and Stellaris, is a story generator for the ages. With a Metacritic score of 82 and plenty of lords logging in daily, it is a game that still carries a healthy player base and a surprisingly healthy community alongside it. It's a medieval muddle of political intrigue, social disaster, and, incest? A dark and deranged playthrough for prestige and piety that will let you experience just how f***ed up the feudal era really was, by living through it as a lord of your estate and soon-to-be world ruler. The base game went free to play back in 2019, so if you've dreams of taking over the world, or more likely dooming your own legacy by making foolish plays for power, here is the place to play them out. Now there are more free games coming up in this list, but first a quick reminder to hit the like button and subscribe to the FGS YouTube channel where we highlight new exciting games all the bloody time. Number 8. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. An official D&D strategy management game, this one's a great clicker to have on in the background while you plot your next character's backstory. It's a solid 7 out of 10 on Steam, and for an idle game, it's one of the more story-rich ones out there. Thanks to Codename Entertainment's clever and complex metagame implementation, players have a lot to think about when it comes to each formation change or champion upgrade. Now, there's always a catch with free-to-play games, in that once you're hooked, you're going to want to spend out on all of the DLC, or more specifically, the game will just railroad you right into a paywall so hard it'll be headline news. Now, for Idle Champions, that'll set you back hundreds of dollars, but at least the base game might tide you over until you have the cash to bag, I don't know, like Baldur's Gate 3. Number 7. The Sims 4. EA's legendary life sim, The Sims 4, has recently gone free to play on Steam, and it's one of the most comprehensive simulation games out there, with a massive and passionate following. And when I say passionate following, what I really mean is that there's just two groups out there: ones who like to build their friends and family and live out their aspirational dreams, and those that build utter demonkin that then try to starve and torture them to death. Both are passionate, but only one is allowed to be left alone with my cats unsupervised. In The Sims, you can create intricate and diverse characters and raise their families through generations as you navigate a world of slapstick strangeness, with more grilled cheese references than you could shake a llama at. Of course, nabbing any of the DLC that makes the game so much better is going to cost you, but the community offers so many free mods and plenty of challenges to liven things up that you might be able to go without it for a while. Besides, if you're just needing to drown someone to sate your bloodlust, well, you won't need any of the DLC since EA made pools vanilla. Nice? Number 6. Cube Escape Paradox. This surreal and atmospheric escape room game from Rusty Lake has overwhelmingly positive reviews, and for good reason. With refreshingly titillating puzzles, the devs have clearly made an engaging and altogether creepy game, and as if puzzle solving wasn't tense enough, Paradox adds a layer of stress through its offbeat setting and presentation, both of which only ramps up the pressure on the player. Plus, the soundtrack is impeccable, and there's an 18-minute movie that was released alongside it that drops hints for optional puzzles and unlocks new endings, meaning that there's a ton to enjoy without even spending a penny. Number 5, Eronoctosis, Put Yourself Together. With 93% positive reviews on Steam, Put Yourself Together is firmly in the very positive reception category. Despite its ominous and oppressive atmosphere, as the Steam page says, this is a delightful co-op horror game for 2 players that does things a little differently. And by differently, what I really mean is that this game not only sees you working together to solve puzzles and navigate dungeons, but also ward off an ever-present threat of inner demons. For you see, this is set within your own mind, and these monsters are manifestations of trauma, psychological scarring, and also are deeply and unnervingly erotic sometimes. Yeah, it's weird. Despite its charming art style, this is a truly horrific title at times, and is probably the only game in which screaming "the penis demon is behind you" that is at once true, funny, and absolutely terrifying. Developer Dream Toaster Games has truly made something special with this title, but maybe don't go into this game at work or with a younger sibling, as there really are a lot of demon dicks and satanic schlongs in this wonderful horror title. Number 4, Doki Literature Club. So here's a little title that is a proper subversion of the dating sim genre, unless that is your My Own Love Life, in which case it's always a horror show. Doki Literature Club. This game from Team Salvato takes you on a wild journey of poetry, anime fan service, awkward yearning, and abject horror. Here you'll be faced with everything from creepy glitches and cursed text to fourth wall breaks in the worst ways, and the disturbing realization that the illusion of choice is slowly pushing your character into some supremely messed up situations that you can never, ever, ever unsee, and even worse, never actually delete thanks to some incredible metagaming. Enjoy! Number 3, World of Tanks. World of Tanks, the best sewage management game on the muck. What do you mean it's a game about 50-ton death machines? I kid, of course you knew that, the clue's in the bloody title. This revved up, explosive PvP MMO from Wargaming Group Limited has a Metacritic score of 80 and hundreds of thousands of daily players to boot. There are 500 armoured vehicles to customise based on real-world designs from 7 countries around the world, and hell, there's even commanders from other worlds thanks to the often mad crossover events that this title runs, including Warhammer 40k, which immediately yanked at my heartstrings. Plus, there are plenty of game modes to keep you occupied, including tournaments and co-op, so if you like the thought of getting sweaty inside a Sherman or wherever Panzer gets you panting heavily, then this is the game for you. Number 2, PlanetSide 2. Snagging an impressive 84 on Metacritic, this multiplayer FPS from Rogue Planet Games throws you into a war-torn world of sci-fi vehicles and big old explosions. It's varied and action-packed, with vast maps to explore and defend, and best of all, it's free, baby! And still has a pretty sizable player base, meaning that it's easy to jump into matches and get blasted to bits. There are heaps of classes and vehicle types to choose from the get-go, to the point that it can actually be quite overwhelming at first. However, after a few matches, and thanks in particular to the game's tight as piano wire controls, you'll be honing those skills in no time. And thanks to a ton of free updates and events, you'll never be short of exciting new ways to play and utterly obliterate your opponents. And number 1, The Looker. And so we now close on another puzzler with overwhelmingly positive reviews, The Looker, which is actually a parody of Braid designer Jonathan Blow's The Witness game, which itself was a puzzler of the most intense variety that would routinely scramble your brain just by loading into the game world. The Looker, on the other hand, is a puzzle game for, well, people who aren't very good at puzzles, and as a result becomes a hilarious takedown of the genre that will often leave you with an ache in your stomach from laughing over a cluster migraine, which I'm sure we can all be thankful for. Yet, don't be fooled into thinking it's going to go easy on you, as while The Looker might not sell itself on challenging puzzles, instead you'll have to work around its often bizarre internal logic. Thankfully, no scenario overstays its welcome, and the fact that it's free to boot is just the icing on the brain-shaped cake. And there we go, my friends, those were the 10 best free games on Steam. I hope you enjoyed that, and let me know what you thought about it down in the comment section below. As always, I've been Jules. You can go follow me over on the social medias, where it's at RetroJ, but the O is a 0. Hope to see you over there, and don't forget to subscribe to the FGS YouTube channel, where we're back pretty much every single day doing gaming content. But before I go, I just want to say one thing. Hope you're treating yourself well with love and respect, my friend, because you deserve all the bloody best things in life, alright? And do not let anything or anyone else tell you otherwise. Treat yourself well. You deserve the best, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.